Hello everyone and welcome back to the SteemTrail Gaming News. Today is the 7th February of 2018. My name is Kralizec and I will be your host for the evening. Today we got 3 stories for you, one serious, one pretty normal, and one hilarious. So we're going to go with them in this order. We're going to start with G Fuel, the popular energy drink especially promoted by esports player, now facing a lawsuit because of the huge concentrations of lead found in their drinks. Secondly, we're going to talk about the fact that The Surge 2 has been announced. And last of all, we're going to talk about the fact that Toad, the character from Mario, is not wearing a hat. Yes, that is our third topic. But let's begin with a really bad one. Let's talk about G Fuel. So, many of you will probably know about G Fuel. If you ever watched any of the pro streamers, you probably heard of it. It's an energy drink that is marketed towards gamers. Like, it used to be the case that all gamers used to drink Monster drinks and Mountain Dew. Nowadays, it's G Fuel. And right now, they're facing a lawsuit in California because of a research agency called the Environmental Research Center has sued them because, well, the company puts pretty big amounts of lead into their products. And lead is bad for you. We know that for quite some time. It's one of the worst poisons. That's why lead paint is banned to use. Right now, some labs, especially Gamma Labs, made research and they found that the G Fuel products had more than 0.5 picograms of lead if you use the recommended dosage of G Fuel. And I would probably guess that many gamers will be using much more G Fuel than is actually the recommended dosage. And microgram of lead is actually pretty bad for you. Let me actually find lead poison. Let's see how poisonous is how much lead will kill you. Okay, lead poisoning. How much lead does it take? Here, come on, load. Okay, well, I can't see a number. No, that's not a number. I can't see. To poison you. How dangerous is lead? So, exposure to high lead levels in short periods of time is called acute toxicity. Lead is particularly dangerous because once it gets into a person's system, it is distributed throughout the body, just like helpful minerals such as iron, calcium, etc., and zinc. And lead can cause harm wherever it lands in the body. So, yeah, don't buy G Fuel stuff, at least until they fix their shit, because why would you drink essentially a poison? It is a poison right now. It's not going to kill you unless you drink like ridiculous amounts of it. But there has actually been a kid in Massachusetts who was hospitalized for drinking this stuff. And yeah, he probably drank a bit too much of it, but still, he went to the hospital, and there have probably been cases of people puking, getting diarrhea. And on top of that, lead, even in trace amounts, if ingested over a long period of time, is a carcinogen. If you don't know what that means, it means it causes cancer. And I guess you probably don't want to be drinking. That will very likely cause you to get cancer. It's the same as smoking, If you know smoking causes cancer and you're not a complete idiot or peer pressured into it, you will probably not start smoking. And on top of that, G Fuel is not addictive. So, there's no nicotine in it to actually get you rolling. So please don't drink G Fuel. Probably try to ignore their products as far as you can. If you see some streamer promoting this shift, you should actually just write into your chat like G Fuel causes cancer, literally. And if you spam it enough, hopefully some of them will notice and some of them will not take and market their products. On top of that, some streamers actually give away G Fuel to small children, and small children are particularly susceptible to lead poisoning. Okay, let's move on to something a bit more fun. Let's talk about the fact that a sequel to one of my favorite games of last year, The Surge, is going to come in 2019. For anyone who doesn't know what The Surge is, it's sci-fi Dark Souls. Yeah, it's an RPG where you battle monsters. It's tough. It's all about playing properly, being careful, avoiding attacks, and very hard bosses. I'm not going to claim The Surge was perfect. There were a few bugs. Combat could feel slow at times, but I think that's sort of point of Dark Souls game, that the combat is sort of slow when you have to time and make some good tactics to actually go through the game. But all in all, I think it was a good game, and I've been actually waiting for a sci-fi themed Dark Souls for a long time. I wish I could have played Dark Souls, but I was just put off by its theme. You know, I'm not really into that sort of dark gothic theme that Dark Souls presents if it's not Warhammer 40k. There, I fucking love it, but that's because it's sci-fi. I just really like sci-fi. And if you're like me, you like sci-fi and you wanted to play Dark Souls, and maybe you did and you enjoyed it, but you were like, yeah, I wish I could do this in a sci-fi theme, The Surge is exactly what you want. And The Surge 2 should be coming somewhere in 2019. We don't really have much more information about the game, but we can guess there's going to be some visual improvements. Hopefully it's a bit more polished to the game, so no bugs, etc. And hopefully it will just have more good bosses. Okay, and our last piece of news for today is about Toad's hat and Mario's nipples. You heard me correctly. So, Mr. Yoshiaki Kaizumi is one of the producers of Mario. Recently did a video, and he was like, why the fuck are people talking about Mario's nipples and the fact that he doesn't have a belly button? So, what exactly happened? In Super Mario Odyssey, you could buy a shirtless skin for Mario for about 1,000 credits. More exactly 1,000 credits. And you could see Mario's nipples. And some people thought that was weird. And somebody like who actually has some idea how a human being should look noticed that Mario doesn't have a belly button. And if you don't know, every single human on Earth has a belly button, because that's the place where your umbilical cord connects you to your mother while you're in the womb. So until we get artificial wombs, and probably even then, we will always have belly buttons. And Mr. Kaizumi, he didn't start by directly answering why Mario doesn't have a belly button, but he went on to say quite a lot of things. So first of all, he said, once I heard that people were talking so much about Mario's belly button, it made me start to think about whether we should revisit the topic on the design side. He also revealed in the video that Toad, you know, the character that looks like a mushroom, said that his head is not a hat. It is really his head. So that means he's actually a sentient mushroom. Now, right now, Mario's lore just got really weird. So you have sentient mushrooms, giant turtles that can breathe fire, plumbers who can jump on everybody's head without a belly button, meaning they're probably clones. I cannot wait for the new Mario movie to expand on this all-amazing lore. That will be just fucking awesome. There's really no other way to put it, and I just genuinely can't wait to have tons of laughs once it comes to the theaters. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribing to our channel. If you are watching this on Steam, maybe you want to give us an upvote and follow our blog. Either way, you should comment on Mario's belly button. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for more gaming news, as we are your daily source of daily gaming news every single day. See you guys later with more gaming content.